Hey guys, welcome to the Fandom Fusion podcast. I'm Lauren, and today we're going to be talking about the Deadpool Wolverine movie. I wanted to wait to watch this movie, and I've now seen it twice, so I feel as though I have the experience and the knowledge about it. But this is a spoiler warning that I will be talking about what happens in the movie and the cameos. So if you haven't had the chance to see it yet, please don't watch this because it will be full of spoilers. Another side note is that I haven't posted in quite a while. I I still had COVID at that point in the last post, and I'd literally just got back from holiday, so I didn't really have time to sit down and think about what I wanted to do for the next episode. And to be honest, life has just taken over. I've got a job now, so I've been busy doing that on the weekend, so I haven't had a chance. And then the week I'm at work placement and stuff like that, so I really just haven't had a chance to just stop and think about what I'm doing. But luckily, I've had a chance now, so I wanted to get an episode out and yeah, just get to posting again as often as I can. One honourable mention is that I might have bought myself some Wolverine merch after watching Deadpool and Wolverine. I have seen the X-Men before. It was a really long time ago, and then I tried to like watch them again with my friend Hannah, who was on one of the episodes before, and I don't know what happened. I think I said I didn't want to, and it wasn't the best. So I'm actually just gonna get the merch that I ended up buying and show you guys what I got. I do apologise if the audio goes a bit crunchy. I'm having to move it around a little bit just to show you this. There's the front, very cool. And then the back is equally as cool. So here's the back. It explains a little bit of Wolverine's origin story and also some of the mutant abilities that he has, which I think is a really cool detail. It just says Wolverine at the bottom. I got this from Primark, and I know that they have a matching Deadpool one. So if any of your friends want to go out and get matching t-shirts, go to Primark as soon as you can and grab them. I feel as though this second one definitely isn't a surprise. I mean, there's a bit of a hint in the background over there, but I did pick up a Wolverine Funko Pop. This is the one that I picked. There's a bit of a glare, sorry. I'll try and insert a photo of it here if I can so you can see it a little bit clearer. This is the 50 years edition, and I think it's super cute. I already had a Deadpool one, so this is my Deadpool one. I've had this for a while. I'll try and insert a photo again because the glare is not very helpful. So this is the Deadpool and a cake. I think it's really cool. So those two sit together neatly in my collection, as they should. They definitely should. I mean, they deserve to be a little iconic duo now. So yeah, I picked up those few bits after watching the movie. In terms of X-Men, I'm not incredibly knowledgeable, and I can't lie, I'm a bit annoyed at myself for that. And it's just because with the like MCU Marvel movies, I found that I watched those all in one go, and with the X-Men ones, I sort of spaced in between watching the movies. So I've decided I'm definitely going to go and do a rewatch of all of them, but I've got them all in Blu-ray form. So I'm going to show you. There's a box set that you can buy. I think it's on Amazon for maybe like £30. I'll put it here and I'll put the actual price because I'm not 100% certain on that, and I don't want to say it's one price and they don't sell it or it's gone up. So they're all Blu-ray. I'll just show you them in the order that I've got. So this is the why have I got a glare on everything? This is the X-Men Origins Wolverine and the Wolverine box here. Within this, I think it has two or three. Let me have a look. It has two. So they all just come like this. This one just has the Wolverine one, and then the X-Men Origins Wolverine, and then the Wolverine. So that's the first one that I have. The second one I have is the XMen Trilogy. This isn't the Beginnings Trilogy, that's the one I'm about to show you. So this is the one with the older actors in it. I think this is the one that came out first. So it has in it, I'm not going to open it because I didn't realise they're all on the back. It has just the X-Men movie, X-Men 2, and then X-Men The Last Stand in it. So that's three in one there, which is really good. Then from this specific box set that I bought, I've got the Beginning Trilogy. You can see there. Try not to get as much glare on it as I can. So this has X-Men First Class, X-Men Days of Future Past, and X-Men Apocalypse. So yeah, honestly, I think it's a good investment. I think a few of them are on Disney Plus now, but when I bought that, none of them were. So I just wanted a physical copy so I could watch it whenever I wanted, which is why I'm definitely going to go ahead and do a rewatch as soon as possible. So I do have one more Blu-ray that I'm just going to talk about now. So this last one wasn't in the box set. I bought this separately, but it is still a Blu-ray, and it's Hugh Jackman Logan. I love this movie so much. Um, it's one of my favorites. I can't lie. I am tempted to put it in my top four on Letterboxd, and I haven't changed that in many years. So, would definitely recommend this to anyone. Um, it's just I feel as though we almost get to see a different side of Logan, and bringing in X-23 and everything like that. I think it's a character development movie, and I'm not spoiling any of it. I'm just gonna leave it at that. But I would definitely recommend this to anybody who wants to get into X-Men, have seen the X-Men movies. Definitely give this one a watch. I think this one's on Disney Plus. I'll put here if it is. Honestly, I think it is. I know quite a lot of the X-Men ones because there's a whole X-Men franchise section and the Marvel one. I don't know if this is included in it. So I'm hoping it is because it's a great movie. I do just want to talk briefly about the Deadpool 1 and 2 movies. Obviously, I've talked about X Men and Wolverine and also showed you what I've bought. But I really, really enjoyed Deadpool 1 and 2. I watched sort of like the main, is it Phase 4 Marvel? Um, or up to Phase 4 Marvel, which was sort of like, it was like the core Marvel characters. So Iron Man, Spider Man, like the original six. I'd watched all those and I was like, should I watch the Deadpool ones? Because I was still a bit younger and I wasn't really sure what they were about. And like I'd heard that they were like quite rude or whatever, and I was like, oh, I don't know if I'm gonna enjoy them. And then I watched them anyway, and I don't regret it, and I really, really did enjoy it. I think I'm gonna show you again the Deadpool Funko Pop because I do have something else to do with Deadpool because I did a little spotlight on the Wolverine stuff, so I think I just ought to show you the Deadpool stuff as well. Obviously, before I did show you the Deadpool in a cake Funko Pop. Like I said, bought this a few years ago. I think it was probably after I'd watched the movie, well, one and two. Um, it's one of my favorites. Like it's so cute. Can't really show you the detail without it in a glare from the ring light, but he's in a little pink cake, and I just think it's really great. And it's one of my favorites because it is so detailed. Oh, quite a few of the Funko Pops are detailed that I have, but I don't really take the time to look at them or they're not as obviously detailed. Whereas that one you can tell is detailed. Like there's little separate candles and little decorations on the cake. I'll try and get a really close sort of photo here of the cake so you can get what I mean. Another thing that I absolutely love about the Deadpool Funkos is on the back here you can see there's like loads of variants that you can get, and I think that's really cool. And I want them all. I've only got one, but I want them all. So the other Deadpool themed item that I have is a little Lego Deadpool. So it's Deadpool, but also it's his maskless version. Not very well, but it's his maskless version, so you can swap it out if you want. He's got the little swords on the back and a gun, and he's really cute. I can't lie, he's really really sweet. I think I got this from like a local shop that sell different Legos, so I don't have a specific place to buy this from. But if I find it, I'll put a proper photo on there for you. So now I'm going to get onto the movie a little bit more. I feel like I've been talking about the characters for quite a while, so sorry if that starting section was a little bit boring. I'm not going to talk about the plot as much, just because if people haven't seen it, it's just going to completely ruin it for them. However, I am going to talk about the cameos because within Marvel, I think a huge factor is the cameos in the different movies. So it's definitely spoken about a lot more on social media. For example, I didn't go on the day it came out. I try to as much as I can with Marvel movies just because of spoilers. But I was still in Scotland, so it just wasn't something that was an option. So I went as quickly as I could after recovering from COVID. So I did get spoiled on TikTok, the cameo. Well, it was one cameo, which I'm going to talk about in a minute. And so I was a little bit annoyed about it. But at the end of the day, it did encourage me to want to watch the movie more, learn about the plot and how that cameo sort of fitted into it. So I am going to talk about the cameos now. So just to spoil one, and if you don't want to watch it, then definitely click off now if you don't want to hear anything about it. So the cameo that I got spoiled through TikTok was Chris Evans coming back as Johnny from Fantastic Four. Um, the thing that I found funny though is that I was in the cinema in No Way Home when it got revealed that Andrew and Toby were in it, and I remember the whole cinema just screaming and going crazy. However, when it was revealed that it was Chris Evans, there was maybe one person who reacted. Um, I already knew about it, so it actually wasn't me. It was someone else in the cinema, but I thought that was quite interesting. So we knew that it was him as Johnny and not him as Steve because he said flame on. And honestly, that was like the fact that they chose for him to be Johnny and not as Steve was like definitely a little bit cooler, I think, because obviously it's only been that recent that we've seen him as Steve, whereas him as Johnny like wasn't really spoken about or mentioned like through his time in the main MCU as Steve Rogers or Captain America. So that cameo was really, really exciting. So then there was four cameos in one, um, and they were crazy. So there was Blade, Electra, and Gambit. I can't lie, it did take me a while to sort of figure out what was going on, um, which makes me sound like a fake fan. But I did have to wrap my brains a little bit and figure out who they were for maybe like 5 seconds. I got there in the end. And then X-23 came out, which I class as a cameo. Like I know Wolverine's in it, but I still class her as a cameo. Um, Honestly, the music behind that when they were revealed was just great, and also being able to see them in like an action sequence and their powers and almost them, well, in the movie saying that their characters are getting their ending that they deserve, whereas in their world they sort of got forgotten about. So I'm sure it was also amazing for those actors to come back and reprise those roles because they hadn't played them in so long, and being able to sort of play them in action again and give them the ending that they think they deserved. I do apologise if you can hear my dog barking in the background. I think someone just came to the door. I'm just gonna do my final comments on the movie as a whole. I don't want this episode to be too long, so I won't drag it out any longer than it needs to be. Um, for me, I think Marvel did have some great releases after Endgame, and I know a lot of people sort of comment on the fact that Marvel kind of fell off after Endgame, but for some things I do partly agree. Some things you're watching it and it didn't feel like you're watching Marvel, but some things you definitely did. I think a lot of people are forgetting about Moon Knight, WandaVision, Loki, Hawkeye, and focusing on things that maybe weren't up to their standards. However, there was definitely some still good, like core Marvel things in there. Um, so I did enjoy it, but I did think it did bring back Marvel to sort of the endgame level. I think anyway. I know a lot of people might not agree, but I personally think that, and so I would recommend this movie to anybody. You do need maybe a little bit of context for the cameos and a little bit of the storyline because you might get a little bit lost. Because there are specific nods and mentions to past characters and the cameos are definitely a big one that would be confusing. But I still would recommend it, like nevertheless. So yeah, thank you so much for watching this episode. I'll try and get out another one when I can. But yeah, thank you very much. Bye.